Welcome everybody. It looks like we are now live. I want to make sure my sound is working. Looks like it's all right. So, welcome to this week's live stream. As usual, if you're coming in a little bit later, watching this on the replay, you can skip ahead a little bit. We usually give people a few minutes to kind of trickle in for the live stream before we get to any of the big headlines that we're going to be talking about. Today, we're talking about a few things. New Marvel shows on Disney+. NFL Sunday Ticket needs a new home. And let's see. Oh, YouTube TV. YouTube TV is, they're aggressively courting former PlayStation Vue subscribers. So, some interesting stuff going on that we can talk about today. And I'm looking forward to it. Should be a pretty fun video. So, go ahead and hit the live chat. Let me know that you're here. And let me know if you have any questions outside of those topics that we're going to be covering today. Again, if you're coming in and you missed, announcements in the beginning, that sort of thing, just hit hit the description below, and that'll let you know kind of what it is that we're talking about. The audio's off a bit, is it? Interesting. Off in what way? Are we seeing some like reverb or something? Hang on a sec. I wonder what it could be. Interesting. So, well, it's not that. I'm just checking my audio over here. Tell me about what sort of issues you're hearing with the audio, and I'll see if I can troubleshoot that in real time, because I know how annoying that can be. So, yeah, let me know what it is that's going on, and I'll see what I can do. Everything that I'm seeing right now, let's see. Everything I'm seeing right now says that it should be all right, unless something's going on with the microphone I'm using. Let's try making sure that that's plugged in okay. Everything looks all right. Okay, video showing 1 second before the audio coming. Oh, man. That's annoying. Well, that could be. Let me know if I switch to this camera. Let's shift that over. Tell me if that makes a difference. It could be that the other one was a different camera that I'm using, and it could be having some issues. So let me know if this one is any better. Alec, I'm going to get to your question about NFL Sunday Ticket in just a moment. It could be YouTube lag, Richard. It's tough to say for sure. Tell me, is there any difference between this video feed and the other one? If so, let me know. You're saying it's not bad, it's close, but like I said, I know how annoying it can be to, you're trying to watch something and things aren't quite syncing up right. So, I get it. Okay. We'll stick with this camera for now. Maybe I will grab something to set the camera on top of so that it's not so annoying to have it kind of underneath me. Oh, well, you know what? Screw it. It's good enough for today's live stream. Good enough. All right. So, first of all, excuse me. Before we get to any NFL Sunday Ticket stuff, let me know, did you guys watch the Super Bowl? Did you watch the Super Bowl commercials? And did you happen to catch the new Marvel stuff that's coming on Disney+? Let me know what you thought of that. I saw, let's see, so they had an ad basically for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and Loki. So these three shows are going to be the first Marvel shows that come up on Disney+. It is going to be a little while still. I think it'll be at least 8 months or so until we get the first ones, which will be Falcon and the Winter Soldier is due up in fall of 2020. WandaVision was supposed to be in 2021, but they actually pushed that date up. So we'll be getting that a little bit sooner. I don't know what the date on that is. I don't know if they're pushing it all the way up to like summer or if it'll be kind of like right at the bitter end of 2020 that they'll get WandaVision out there. Smokey Whitetail, you didn't watch it, you're a Pats fan. And so if Tom Brady's not in it, it doesn't exist. It's not a real Super Bowl for you. Anyway, so it was, it was pretty interesting look at the three of them, especially WandaVision, which I hope is good, but I hate that name so much. But it kind of looks like a little bit weird, a little bit trippy, what they're going to be doing with WandaVision. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, excuse me, looks a little bit more straightforward than that one. So that'll be, I'm guessing, pretty typical Marvel fare. But WandaVision could be pretty out there as far as what type of show it is. Loki, I don't really have much of any read on that, except Tom Hiddleston's in it, and he's great. So I guess we'll see. Okay, so that's where we are with that one. Loki definitely will be in 2021. The other two will be sometime this year. My question for all of you is whether... I guess let me ask you a broad question and a specific question. The broad question is, how do you feel about Disney Plus right now? I'm going to be writing a video this week about Disney Plus 3 months later. It's been about 3 months, or it will be when I release the video. It'll be about 3 months since we got Disney Plus, and I've had some thoughts since its release as far as, did we get what we expected? Is it good? Is it going to achieve world dominance? That sort of thing. I'm curious to hear what you guys all have to say about Disney Plus. So hit the live chat over here on the side. Let me know what your thoughts are on Disney Plus generally. And then specifically, do the Marvel shows play any sort of role for you in how much you like it, whether you plan to get it or keep it or whatever? Do you really want that Marvel content still, or did Endgame kind of, did it sate your appetite for Marvel forever, or for a while? For me, I don't know. I'm interested to see these new shows. But really, when it comes down to it, we keep getting these ads for Black Widow, the Black Widow movie. And I'm like, maybe. I mean, it might be good, but if it's only just as good as all the other Marvel movies, or, the average Marvel movie, then I'm not that invested anymore after Endgame. It would have to be a really, really strong movie to kind of pull me back into the Marvel universe in the way that I was in it before. So, okay. Drew Cade, I hope WandaVision goes full meta and has a sitcom that's clearly Full House. That would be funny. All right. Alec, you're saying you're not that impressed with Disney Plus, I think. Using Verizon's free year of service with Disney Plus, and I like it, but I wouldn't spend the money once a year is complete. That's an interesting take, and I wonder if you'll feel that way as the original content starts to fill out on Disney Plus once they get these shows in there, once they get the new, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, if they ever actually make it. I guess that one's on hold right now. But as they start to fill out their original content offerings, I wonder if your mind will change on that. Okay. What about Apple TV Plus? Well, that's my main point of comparison. Probably just, it's not a totally great comparison. It is a bit apples and oranges, but it's they came out around the same time, and they are interesting to think about, to juxtapose against each other, Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus. So I am going to be talking about Apple TV Plus in my video. And basically what it boils down to is Apple TV Plus has some really, really good original content, but not enough of it to gain and keep subscribers in the way that some other platforms might. At least that's in my opinion. I really like most of the original content that I've seen from them, and so I'm really digging on Apple TV Plus. And then over on the Disney Plus side of things, they have a little bit of original content and a lot of vault content, and I just don't care about the vault content for the most part. Every once in a while I'll pop in and watch something, but for the most part that's for my kids, and I don't care about the vault content. I want to see the new stuff, and they just don't have a bunch of that. At least not a lot of long form, high quality new content. So Disney Plus is a little bit I hesitate to use the word disappointing, but it's definitely it's a little different than what I expected, or I feel differently about it than I expected to feel. I thought that when Disney Plus came out, the heavens were going to open, it was going to be this whole thing, and it would be amazing. But hey, what do I know? All right, let me catch up with what a few of you have said. Deb G, yeah, you said I'm out of things to watch on Disney Plus. Exactly. Cali Valley, seen it, looks cool. I have the bundle, but have been using ESPN Plus or Hulu. I may drop that side, keep Disney Plus. Interesting. I like Disney Plus. I think it's the best option for families with kids. I think they need to do more with Marvel with new content. Exactly. Okay, well, it's good to know that you're all more or less on the same page with me so far. Richard, I still prefer Netflix overall for all its original content. Yeah, they just have so much, and it's so well tailored to different audiences that it's really amazing to watch them do it. So, for instance, I'm a giant nerd. You can see all these, I've got like fantasy books behind me and that sort of thing. And so Netflix knows that I love fantasy stuff, and so The Witcher got served up to me a lot. They had a new series come out in December based on The Witcher books and games, and so they knew, like, oh yeah, this guy is here for that, and I was. I watched it, loved it, binged the whole thing really quickly. But then I talked to other people, and they're like, the what? They've never even heard of it. Even though they watch Netflix every day, it just serves up different shows to them, and it's creating original shows that are really well tailored to them and keeps them on Netflix. And so, I have my questions about Netflix's business model and how much money they're spending on this, but it does make it really nice for viewers like us to just sit back and watch this unreal amount of original content come our way. All right. Disney Plus has been good so far on the Fire Stick, says Nate Dogg, but I try to watch it on the PS4, and the video play is a little finicky. Yeah, that's going to be the case, I think, for a lot of things on the PlayStation. It's, game consoles were built for gaming. They weren't built for these kinds of applications. That's not to say that they don't run them fine, and oftentimes, a lot of apps run without any problem, and so it is noticeable when there are problems. But I think you're far more likely to run into issues trying to use apps, non-gaming apps, on the PS4 than you are on, your Roku or Apple TV or Fire Stick or whatever. It doesn't surprise me that the PS4 is giving you issues. Okay, Jesus Morales, it's good, honestly. I just paid $140 for 3 years. You got the good deal on that one. For the content it has, for that price right now, totally worth it. But you watch a lot of its shows. There you go. Hello, let's see. Eamon? Oh, Evan Mendoza. Yeah, very nice to see you. Glad you're here. Drew, you've run out of stuff on Disney Plus too. Don't care about The Simpsons. Netflix still number one. All right. Eamon is still a huge Disney fan. All right, that's Disney Plus, and like I said, I'm going to be doing a video on that coming up. I think it'll come out next week, so keep an eye out for that, and hit the comments when that video comes out, and let me have it. Let me know what I get right and what I get wrong. So I'll be writing that video today and tomorrow. Okay, so before I get to NFL Sunday Ticket, this is a really interesting story. Even if you're not a huge sports fan, I think it's an interesting story to pay attention to, and I do want to get to that. But for just a moment, before we do that, I wanted to point out, if you haven't seen it yet, go check out on our channel. We had a video come out just yesterday featuring Tashaka. Tashaka Armstrong is a new contributor to the Reviews.org YouTube channel. He's fantastic, and Tashaka is going to be reviewing phones for us, largely. He may dip into some other stuff related to phones, but essentially where I've been doing a lot of streaming stuff and TV industry stuff, Tashaka is going to be doing the phone industry, and he is really, really good. So I would highly recommend that you go check out his iPhone 11 review. It's in-depth, it's detailed, it's about 10 minutes long, which isn't too long, but it gives him enough time to really dig into it, and he does a really great job, so I would highly recommend that you go check it out. And one of the things that makes this a little bit different is that we asked him to review the iPhone 11, so not the 11 Pro or the Pro Max or whatever it's called. It's the kind of the base model. And so the question he came at it with was, is it worth getting rid of a few features to save a few $100? And so he had a good time with this video.
Hey, I'm Tashaka Armstrong. Thank you for joining me again here on Reviews.org. Let's take a trip back in the old Reviews.org time machine back to 2019, when Apple put out 3 new phones in the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. For those who didn't want to spend over $1,000 for their smartphone, the iPhone 11 was the obvious choice. But what compromises do you make when you take home a non-Pro device?
Anyway, so go check that out. Have a look at it. Let me see if I get the right one. Hello, Whistle Out. Thanks for tuning in. Glad to see you here. Yeah, Tashaka's fantastic. So go support Tashaka. If you're interested in phones, make sure that you go support those videos, comment on them, like them, encourage your friends to subscribe, all that stuff, because he's going to have a video a week coming at you about phones, and he's turned a few of those videos in already, and they are just fantastic. So I highly recommend that you go check those out on the channel. Okay, so let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. YouTube TV works great on your PS4. Funny you should say that. We're going to be talking about PlayStation View or PlayStation View, and YouTube TV coming up later on in this live stream. First, we're going to talk about NFL Sunday Ticket, but that is funny that you bring that up, John. All right. Josh, changing from View to YouTube TV, the biggest issue I hope to see fixed for the next year is the NFL Red Zone channel. You were able to simply add that on with View. All right, again, we're going to get to that in a moment. So, first thing is let's talk about NFL Sunday Ticket. I guess it's kind of related to Red Zone, although this is a different service entirely. What's confusing is that NFL Sunday Ticket is not NFL Red Zone, but it does have a Red Zone channel. One of them's 2 words. I can never remember which one it is. Oh well, it doesn't matter for now. All right, so KM says NFL Sunday Ticket needs to be a separate streaming package like they do now with NBA, NHL, and MLB TV. If the NFL wants to team up with someone, it should not be tied to a TV subscription. Well, good call. So, somebody else earlier, if we go back to the beginning of the stream, Alec Vandera, I hope I'm saying that right, said, what do you mean the NFL Sunday Ticket needs a new home? I thought the contract wasn't up until 2022. Technically, that's right. I'm not a contract lawyer. I don't understand how all these things work. But yes, they did sign a deal. The NFL signed a deal for NFL Sunday Ticket to live exclusively on DirecTV. That's why it's been there for a long time. And they signed that deal through 2022. But I don't know if they're exit clauses or what. But apparently this year, NFL Sunday Ticket can leave DirecTV. And they almost certainly will do that. So the question is, where would they go? How would they operate if they aren't on DirecTV exclusively? And so that's the thought and the hope right now, is that they would be a non-exclusive streaming service, similar to MLB TV, NBA TV, NHL TV, that sort of thing, we will see exactly how it will go. But there have been some rumors floating around recently because what's his name? Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, has been seen palling around with a few people here and there, including, is it Tim Cook or somebody else from Apple? I think it might be Tim Cook. And so based on that, Tim Cook shows up in he shows up at the game with Roger Goodell, and everybody goes, "Oh man, NFL Sunday Ticket is going to go to Apple TV Plus." Big if true. I have my doubts. It doesn't seem to fit really well with what Apple TV Plus is doing, but it is possible, I suppose. Excuse me. So we'll see. But like I say, I have my doubts. It's Apple TV Plus has their kind of originals only branding that would get watered down if they brought in something like NFL Sunday Ticket. Although no doubt it would be a great addition. I would love to have it available because I'm an Apple TV Plus subscriber. But then my question would be, that's some expensive content for Apple to acquire. Would they then raise the price on Apple TV Plus? Because I like having that low price right now. Let's see. The other possibility with rumors that have been going around for a couple weeks now is YouTube TV. As someone else mentioned, YouTube TV has had has had Red Zone channel on there for a little while that you could sign up for. And so, it kind of makes sense that they've done a little bit of this before. Or, sorry, no, PlayStation View. Sorry, PlayStation View had that, and YouTube TV is courting PlayStation View's subscribers. And so they could be going a little harder on the football stuff. So that could be a possibility. But then the third one, which I think is an interesting one, is Amazon Prime Video. So Amazon Prime Video, you may know, for a while now has had access to Thursday Night Football. They've been streaming Thursday Night Football games on Amazon Prime Video, and so they've already got that connection there with the NFL. It could make sense for them to bring NFL Sunday Ticket on. Again, my question then would be, does Amazon simply eat that cost and get the rights to NFL Sunday Ticket without raising the prices on Prime or on Prime Video specifically? I don't know, because again, that's some expensive content to carry. I'm not sure exactly how they would do that. Like I said, would they eat the cost or would they raise the price? Not sure exactly. But then there's the other possibility, and then there are other ones out there that they could end up going with. But the other possibility is that they simply open it up and make it a non-exclusive thing. They could make it non-exclusive, and so all of these streaming services could, in theory, reach out and grab that stream or that NFL Sunday Ticket and put it on their service. And so you can find it on YouTube TV and Hulu Live and Amazon Prime, and it's simply another add-on similar to what you get like HBO or Stars or something else that you can add on to those streaming services. They could do it that way, or they could make a completely separate service like we see with MLB TV, NBA League Pass, NHL TV. They could do it that way. That's the road I hope for, but I don't know the economics of it well enough to know if that would be the most advantageous way for them to do it. Tough to say. So anyway, I guess we will see as the year progresses. I believe that the 2020 NFL season will still, NFL Sunday Ticket will still be on DirecTV. That's my understanding for now. For one more season, they're going to be on DirecTV. But even that, I'm not 100% sure on. So I'll have to do a little bit more research. But it is an interesting topic for me and for others to dig into and to see what we can find out. Because when I do videos like the one that I released last week about whether streaming your sports is cheaper than using cable or satellite, the answer is yes, absolutely. But there are caveats in there, like it's difficult for some people and impossible for most to stream NFL Sunday Ticket right now. And so, so it'd be nice if it was a standalone service. I hope they do that. Okay, so let me dig into the comments over here. Cam says the exit clause is passed already. Okay, well, there you go. Let's see. Cali Valley says, yeah, standalone. That's what I'm hoping for. Jose, will CBS All Access have old Nickelodeon shows? I have no idea. I have no idea. Let's see. John Eric Bruckman. I love your videos. Very informative. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Let's see. Mohamed, best streaming service to replace PlayStation View. Hang in there. Great question. I'm going to get there in just a moment. YouTube and Amazon are the other contenders. Yeah. Think it'll go to ESPN for the ESPN Plus service. Ooh. It's possible, I suppose. ESPN would make a lot of sense if the NCAA ever wanted to do a streaming service, because ESPN has such a stranglehold on college football that would make a lot of sense to me. And boy, would it be nice to have one place to go for college and NFL. KM says ESPN doesn't have the money to do that. They're having some financial issues recently. Well, maybe they could shore those up with an infusion of exclusive football content. Who knows? All right, Craig, have you heard anything about the next-gen TV updates starting to roll out this year? That's something that won't be the topic of today's live stream, and so that may be something that I get to in future videos. But for now, I'll move on from that. Okay, Jose, how will Peacock service work, prices, and what you get with free service? If you haven't yet, go into our channel archives. It's only a few videos ago that I did one on Peacock. I gave some details right after their investor meeting, and so you can get those there. And then if you want to Google what is available on Peacock, you can get a full list of everything that they're going to put on there. Okay, any bold predictions for 2020? Plenty. But I'm trying to contain myself because, as we all know, hashtag Craig is always right. I have to be careful with my powers. I have to, exercise my powers for good. So I got to be careful with my predictions because they always come true. So I'll probably save most of my predictions. All right. KM says that NFL Sunday Ticket, I assume, will partner with someone so they can get the guaranteed money. Maybe. What about the XFL? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Do they really think they're going to make the XFL a thing? I don't know. I have my doubts. Is it possible to have YouTube Premium and YouTube TV all in one package? Nope. Those are separate things that you pay for completely separately. I hate the naming convention. I wish that YouTube TV was called something else entirely because it is confusing. You cannot get them in one package. Do you feel that Philo, Fubo, Sling stay in business at year's end? Yes. Callie, watch the Super Bowl over air with your antenna. Have not done that since the 80s. Yeah, welcome to the future. Indeed. NFL does have a deal. If you can't get DirecTV, you can get the service. Right, yeah. If you live in an apartment or in some area where the dish can't get a signal, yeah, right now you can stream it already. But that's, for college students, apartment dwellers, some people can get that. Not everybody can. So, okay, boomer. Craig is always right. If only you people knew. Okay, so there have been a few questions now about YouTube TV and what they're up to, and so let's talk about YouTube TV a little bit. YouTube TV has just announced, they announced it last week, I think, that they're doing a 2-week free trial. Now, this is big because typically the free trial that's offered from these streaming services, if they offer one, and usually they do, it's for 1 week. It used to be a month, a couple of years ago when streaming was still in its infancy. They used to offer a month free, and I think you can still get that like on the on-demand services like Netflix and whatnot, but the live TV streaming services, those are so expensive for these companies to maintain that they simply cannot they can't do free trials that last a long, long time. So usually it's a week, if that. But YouTube TV has said from now until February 13th, you can sign up for YouTube TV and get a 2-week free trial. And they're doing this specifically to court the PlayStation Vue subscribers who, our heart goes out to them. PlayStation Vue has died. It's now in the ground. So if you need a new streaming service, then whether you were on PlayStation Vue or whether you've just been thinking about switching from something else, now is a good time to check out YouTube TV. So somebody asked me a question earlier that I wanted to get to. Let's see. Josh mentioned changing from Vue to YouTube TV. The biggest issue I hope to see fixed for next year is the NFL Red Zone channel. I was able to simply add that on with Vue. Yeah, that's one thing about YouTube TV versus some of the other streaming services like Sling TV. Sling TV is notorious for its add-ons, right? And the price goes crazy when you start putting all the add-ons on there. YouTube TV doesn't market add-ons quite as hard, and so yeah, we'll see what they do with that. If they really want to bring in those PS Vue subscribers, then yeah, it seems like they would want to do something like that. Oh, let's see. Sorry, I'm just scanning the comments because I swear there was one other thing that I didn't want to miss. Let's see, we talked about YouTube Premium and YouTube TV. Okay. All right, Jose says YouTube TV doesn't have Univision for soccer. Fubo has all soccer channels except ESPN. Yeah. My line recently has been, if you're looking for a cable replacement, which is a term that I learned from David Gandler, Fubo's CEO, he talks about cord-cutting services versus cable replacement services. It's an interesting distinction, and basically what it comes down to is he says Sling TV would be that would be a cord cutter service because the way he defines it is it's primarily about saving money from your old cable bill. Whereas a cable replacement service is just that. It's meant to kind of replicate that old experience that you had with cable just over a streaming connection. And so the 3 biggest services that you would put in that would be Hulu Live, YouTube TV, and Fubo TV. And my line recently has been, really, it just depends on your flavor. So Fubo is awesome if you love soccer, especially international soccer. Then Fubo is going to be great. It has a lot of other stuff too. It has not all, but it has most of the top cable channels out there. Has a lot of other sports on there, but if soccer is your flavor, then Fubo TV really is great, and I recommend it highly. If it's not, if you prefer the other, more traditional American sports, then Fubo might not be quite your style. So, all right, let me get back into this. I wish YouTube TV would offer quad picture-in-picture, the ability to watch any 4 channels at once. It's great for sports. I imagine it is. Although, for me, I imagine it's great for some people. It puts my brain into overload. I can't do it. I won't call this person out, but it's somebody that I watch TV with every once in a while. And this person watches multiple games, but they channel hop. And it drives me crazy. I just want to watch one game, and I want to concentrate on it. And, so I can't do the 4 picture-in-picture. But, hey, if that's your jam, go for it. Let's see. PlayStation Vue offered it. Yeah, it's for a lot of people, it was great. Okay. YouTube TV Philo, great services. I love the unlimited DVR from YouTube TV. Yeah, so, okay, if we get into that a little bit, if we want to talk about PlayStation Vue is over, where do those people go? Or, what is our recommendation, my recommendation for a cable replacement service? Right now it is YouTube TV. And largely it's because of the DVR. I think Hulu Live is good for a lot of reasons. Those two, in my mind, are neck and neck for what is kind of best for everybody, right? Fubo has a good flavor, like I said, for soccer fans. I think Hulu Live is great if you love Hulu originals as well. And so if you're trying to get into those, then, or if you already have Hulu and you watch those, you can add the live package and it's good as well. But YouTube TV is probably the best all around package, and the DVR has a lot to do with that. It's a little more intuitive and a little less buggy than the Hulu DVR. I've had some problems with that over the last few months. As I've said before, I usually sign up for one of these streaming services from, September to January to watch football, and maybe August to January. And this time it was Hulu Live, and I just had a few issues with the DVR that really turned me off. And my distaste for the Hulu interface is well documented. I don't love that interface. It's not great. So for my money, I'd go with YouTube TV, which is perfect because they are out there aggressively trying to get new subscribers on. So you can get that 2-week free trial if you want to try it out. Okay. Evan, you missed PlayStation View. Yeah, sorry, bud. Fubo and Sling don't have 60 frames per second on demand stuff on Fire Stick 4K. That's a deal breaker. That is very specific. 60 frames per second on demand on Fire Stick 4K. So you're not talking about live TV, you're talking about on demand stuff. But yeah, it's 60 frames per second isn't, in my mind, it isn't required for all sports, but it definitely makes some sports a lot more enjoyable to watch, especially anything with a small, fast-moving object. And so baseball is a little better with 60 frames per second. Football, I mean, okay, they're all better, but football doesn't depend on it the same way that other sports do. Basketball doesn't depend on it the same way. Soccer doesn't. Again, that's not to say that 60 frames per second doesn't make them better, but it's not as dependent. But hockey, tennis, golf, let's see, what else? Oh, I was thinking of something else, but now it's fled my mind. Oh, lacrosse. If you ever watch lacrosse, those have been impossible for me to watch, when I was growing up and had traditional linear TV. But now with 60 frames per second, 4K, UHD, now I can finally watch those sports and they make more sense to me because I can actually follow the dang puck or ball or whatever the case is. So golf a little bit less so in that, but definitely like hockey, I couldn't watch it. Now I can finally watch it with 60 frames per second. All right. Sorry if I'm missing any of the comments that are coming in. I'm just trying to catch up here, and we'll be going for just a few more minutes and then we'll start wrapping it up, but I want to answer a few more of your questions. What about VidGo? Nobody's talking much about them. They are definitely on my radar. The problem is that I'm not as familiar with VidGo yet, and so I'm doing some research into them, and then I'll be testing VidGo out. And so, yeah, I don't have a lot to say about them now. The reason that hashtag Craig is always right is because I usually try to reserve my opinions to when I actually deserve to have one. And so I don't deserve to have one about VidGo yet, but I will, and I will get that on the channel soon here. All right, DishKale, the Hulu Live interface is very clunky. Streams of HBO and Cinemax have bad image quality. Oh, interesting. So I've always done, I don't do Cinemax, but I do HBO. HBO Now. I've done HBO Now for a while and never had a problem with the streaming quality there. But that's interesting to hear. But yeah, the interface is terrible. Thinking about purchasing the Air TV 2, Jose. Is it worth it? I don't know. I'm only familiar with the Air TV 1, the original Air TV player, and I didn't care for it. They had one interesting idea, which was to bring the antenna feed into your main interface, which I thought was cool, but other than that, it offered nothing to me that was of interest, and so I'm going to have to try the Air TV 2, but again, similar to VidGo, I don't have enough information or enough hands-on time yet to give you much of an opinion on that. So hopefully it's an improvement. It's certainly smaller than the original and more attractive. I don't know if you ever saw the original Air TV player. Not attractive. Okay. Twitch is a great TV alternative. Well, it's a great TV alternative if you're into that specific niche of gaming stuff. So, but yeah, I love Twitch. But somebody called me, okay boomer earlier, and here's how boomer I am. I love watching StarCraft, even though that's like StarCraft 2 is 11 years old now, but that's what I still watch on Twitch. Okay. Smokey, what would be cool is if YouTube TV got Red Zone, have a sports add-on, get Longhorn Network, BN, regional sports networks for diehard sports fans. That would be cool. Again, it would raise the price, and then you'd have people complaining about the price. And so, is the bad PR worth the add-on? The availability of that add-on for YouTube TV? I don't know, because people would complain. I mean, you go back and look at the archives of our comments on our videos, and people would not be shy about complaining if YouTube TV put a sports add-on in there, just like that. Dish, hi. Smokey, heads up for Air TV, doesn't work with Apple TV in the native Sling TV app. Hang on, Air TV doesn't work with Apple TV in the native Sling TV app. I'll have to look into that. I'm still not sure if I 100% get that, but all right, good to know. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's live stream. I do want to once again encourage you to go check out Tashaka's videos. We're going to be releasing those. Right now, we're going to be doing it every Sunday. We'll see if that's a good day to release them. We may shift that to a different day. But Tashaka's videos on phones and adjacent technologies, but mostly phones, will be coming up every week now on the channel. And so we hope you like those. We hope you respond well to them. If you haven't yet, go over to our channel archives. Check out this video that just came out yesterday on the iPhone 11, the base model iPhone 11 that doesn't get as much attention as the Pro model or the Max model. And have a look at that. Give it a like. Give them a comment. Let them know what you like about that video. We much appreciate that. So, and then the other thing that I'll be coming out with later this week. Let's do that camera. Okay. The other thing I'll have coming up, I guess, later next week is a review of the Xfinity Flex. It's a streaming box and a streaming service. We talked about it a little bit at CES, at CES this year, but I finally got my box. And so we'll be talking about Xfinity Flex. Look forward to that. All right, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video.